Now to Buckinghamshire in South East England, to the Horse Trust, the oldest equine charity in the world. Set up in 1886 with rescue stories dating back more than 130 years, the sanctuary now provides working horses who have served the nation with a place to live out their retirement years with deserved dignity.
We were founded because Anne Lindo, a young lady, read Anna Sewell's Black Beauty, which had only recently been published, and she was moved to do something to help the working horses of London. It was a very clever concept. She actually got her friends to give her healthy horses as well as money, and she would loan a healthy horse to a cab driver so he could carry on working whilst his horse received respite at our farm in Cricklewood. Gradually over time in the 20th century, horses became not necessary for the working poor to earn a living, and therefore we were left as an organisation thinking, well, who are we here to serve? We'd always had a relationship with the military and with the Metropolitan Police, and we asked them, do they need us? And the resounding answer was, yes, absolutely, we need you. Our definition of working horses now is service horse. It's a horse that has served community or country for a minimum of 4 years that now requires retirement. We get these big, beautiful animals that people normally see on the city streets, and they come here to live out their twilight years.
It's a privilege to work here and to look after the horses, in particular the ones that I've already worked with in my previous career. My background is police orientated within the public order sector of the Metropolitan Police. The end of my career was being the Chief Equitation Officer. Part of that responsibility was also to retire our horses, and then naturally I got a good sort of working relationship then with the Horse Trust, because our horses come here if they're lucky. This is Meg, she's 19 years old. She's worked for 15 years at the Royal Mews, and so she's joined us just about 18 months ago. So she was the ceremonial carriage horse and has done all duties from state visits, opening the Parliament, trooping the colour, and she even pulled the gold coach for the King's coronation. This is Hyderabad, a Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment retired horse. He came to us last year. He's a lovely horse, a lovely temperament, lovely nature, and he has done a whole load of things with the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment. He's 23 years old, so he's had a good career, and he had a big retirement intake from the cavalry, so he's met all his friends again that he used to work with, and they're all out in their fields together as a nice herd. Usually the horses are retired with another, either from their own organisation. We put them together in the biosecurity, they form a bond and a partnership, and then we work out which herd that they would fit in nicely with. It's quite lovely to see actually that they do, like all of us I suppose, create bonds and friendships and relationships with other of our kind. Here we've got two greys, two mares. This is Grace and this is Londonderry, both from different backgrounds. Grace is from the Met Police and Londonderry is from the Royal Mews. She's 15 years old and Grace is 24. They retired, came to us both at the same time a couple of years ago, but as they retired together, they have formed a tremendous bond and relationship, and so wherever they go together. Grace, her career in the Met Police was a fantastic horse, and whenever we had any state occasions, she would always be the lead horse, and her career spanned over about 15 or 16 years, and she's done a huge amount of things, including some of the London riots, and because of the quite distinguished career that she had, she was awarded the PDSA Order of Merit for animals. And she's still a little bit full of herself, but nicely so. I've ridden Grace myself and led those processions. She's just so dependable, such a sweet horse. It's a pleasure to ride her, and it's really lovely to have her here with us now in retirement.
I find it enormously inspiring working here. Very early on I really dug into our history, found that in the First World War lots of World War I horses ended up with us, including a horse called Santoy. He was a regular big cobby horse, and he'd fought in the Boer War as well as the First World War. Knowing that we're part of that legacy still of looking after horses like that, and now it's our purpose to look after horses like that, including the horses injured in the London bolting incident. They came here to us afterwards for respite. That really just gives us a very special connection with the country and with the people we know who really love seeing these horses and the amazing job that these horses do in their everyday lives.
I'm currently working with Reuben. He retired to us last year after 14 years of service. He's now 23 years old. Reuben is from the South Wales Police Force, and he was actually referred to as being one of the bravest police horses they've ever had, if not the bravest police horse. So hence his long career and a well-deserved retirement now. Here we only lead in a head collar unless a bridle is necessary for another reason. So at the moment we're currently just retraining his responses to the head collar, asking the horse to stand still. There's nothing more than that, and we basically mark them with the word good and then reinforce that with some food. For Reuben, he gets some chaff, which is a firm favourite of his.
We here at the Horse Trust fund a great deal of equine, veterinary and social science research. We have funded projects looking at management of obesity in horses and how we can help people support a better, healthier body condition for their horses. When we fund research at the Horse Trust, we make sure that we use the outcomes of that research internally. Healthy retired horses, obviously, as with any horse, have to maintain a healthy body weight, and because most of our horses aren't ridden anymore, they've had their ridden careers. It's really important to manage their body weight in a way that is supportable, so they have hills to walk up and down, their diet is managed really carefully, and we weigh them and weigh tape them, and we body condition score them all to ensure that those horses are as healthy as they can be.
The horses here love it. Each one of their experiences here is tailored to what they want. So some of the horses will come here having interacted with the public for 15 years, maybe as a police horse, standing at football matches or concerts or whatever, and they've been touched and stroked and they've been fine with it. But the minute they've not got a rider on their back and they're here and they're running around fields and they're growing their coat out and they're just being horses, they don't always want to play with people anymore. Our primary job is to have them living out naturally in herds in fields. Some of them, on the other hand, love the people still so much that they want to come in and meet visitors and they love the attention. One of the really special things here is, of course, the horses come here to end their days. So yes, we have some young rescues as well, because we'll take in rescue cases when we need to, but most of our residents are older, and it's up to us to help them go when it's right for them, not when it's right for us.
It doesn't matter, I think, how often you do that, it still, touches you. For me, that's the most difficult part of this job, saying goodbye to those lovely horses. The best bit is welcoming them in after they've worked and they've been, had a good working life. And welcome them into a lovely environment where they can enjoy the rest of their life and be looked after extremely well. And it's quite a move-in process really, where we do a retirement and the horse, if it's a police horse for instance, will come in with its saddle on and we'll go through a ceremony and we'll take the saddle off for the last time, describe the horse, its work in life, its achievements, and the fact that it won't never really have to have a saddle on again and be ridden, and it's going to be living sort of almost a natural life in a herd, in a field for the rest of its days.
The pride we feel when, as members of the public, we watch a royal events, any kind of public show of what it means to be British and what our country's relationship with horses are. Don't forget, when the horses are walking down the Mall, that's 3 of our biggest groups of intake horses coming down. You only have to look at the numbers, the millions and billions of people sometimes around the world that watch these events. And the horses are an integral part. They've served us, it's time for us to serve them.